Michael, a validated idea. Why do I hold that ground on this base? Because I want the people in here, like Sam, I want them to be in here with validated ideas. I get that you're not pre-revenue, that you haven't built a product yet, that you're right, and that's fine. You're here so that we can help you do those things. Capital maybe, whatever, product dev. But if you haven't validated your idea, then you don't belong here. And the reason I say that is I want people in here that are full of energy. God, us a woman. I was just talking about we needed a woman in this crowd. Oh, okay, good. Because I need a certain level of people in here. I don't want looky-loos. I don't want people who want to be. We all want to be. But you know what I mean? I need people who are serious enough that they validated and that their idea has legs. So what is validation? Validation is the process of determining whether we should go forward with our idea or not. Okay? Simply put, and I was going to bring my handbag today for my demo. You come up with an idea. Morgan's got an idea. Do you mind if we use your idea today? Okay, Morgan's got an idea for a product. Are you excited about your idea?
I'm excited about the opportunity.
Okay.
I'm willing to pivot if it doesn't work.
That's the attitude. If he says, is anybody here excited about their idea? It's a trick question.
Be careful.
Let me ask again. Is anybody here excited about their idea?
No.
Yeah, don't be. Okay? Because until you've validated, and even once you've validated, to get excited will cloud your judgment. What it does is you get excited and now you stop listening. If you stop listening, you stop learning. And now you're going to very easily slip onto the wrong path and go down the wrong road. And it's going to go back to what I told you all just a second ago. You are at a critical earning period of your life. You don't have time to screw around doing something stupid. And I ripped on Service Guy. He got offended and left. But like he's running a job at a time in life when he can be cranky. And he probably is actually doing well. All right? And so what I need you to do is pause on your excitement. When your first revenue comes in, you can start to get excited. I told you a moment ago about Clary, this business over here. That's a period of time to get excited. Okay? This is because now we're starting to see adoption and revenue and stuff like that come. That's a time to get excited. But you're always going to keep your excitement subdued because, all right, you're about to sell your company. Should we get excited? No.
Not until the papers are signed.
No. Until I see the money wired in the account. I'm a non-believer, man. I've just seen, as old as I am, and you can tell I'm crusty, like I just don't believe anymore. And when it comes in, did I even get excited, to be honest with you? No. I've never felt like the money I got was mine. And that goes to the premise of iHub. I felt like I just had a responsibility with that money to give back. So I don't know. I got excited when I went on a trip and started spending it. Chill on the excitement because it clouds your judgment. All right? So validation. Why do we do it? Because I've got this idea. I'm not excited about it, Corbin. I'm not. But I think it's good. And I think it's good because, fill in the blank, Morgan.
People will buy it.
People will buy it? And why do you think they're going to buy your product?
Because they like it and it solves a problem.
So people like waffles
Yeah.
and people like protein. You're taking two things, you're bringing them together. Okay? Alex right over there, he took protein and put it with ice cream. Okay? You're taking waffles. Okay? So let's take your idea. The first thing we have to determine, who's my demographic? Protein waffles. Who's my demographic?
Bodybuilders.
Gym bros. Bodybuilders. Athletes.
We're doing kids from 6 to 12, and then the moms that are buying it for them.
Really?
Moms.
Why? What?
When you're targeting crunchy moms.
What's a crunchy mom?
A crunchy mom is someone that is trying to get rid of toxins in their house, make sure their kids, their diet is completely balanced. And
You guys got to
only
think
use
about
soy
this, man.
channels.
Okay. You're different demographic than I would have thought. Will you explain to me your thought process? I would have
Well,
gone with gym bros and bodybuilders.
We've been looking for an item to fit into this demographic of kids because of the connection to Carry On. I'm building it under there to have like
What's Carry On?
It's their skate park nonprofit,
Hmm.
so it's a separate entity, but they're going to be correlated in some way.
And is there a great demand for protein amongst
you'd
children?
Be surprised.
Really?
That trend is growing like
I
a
have
lot.
like a little kid protein shakes. My little brother drinks it because all he will eat is waffles, pizza, burritos. Like literally, that's it. And chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And so my
I
son
hereby
wants to get
stand
like
all
some
amazed. I did
Like
not
Eggos?
see this going in that
Like
direction.
parents don't want to give their kids Eggos anymore. Like they don't feel good about it. So like clean label products are like
People
really
want their
popping
children to live. This is
Yes.
good.
off. So we're trying to replace Eggo.
But
Then protein.
we
bars could
never
also
use the words anxiety, gluten, lactose intolerance. When I was growing up, I never heard those words. These words came about 15 years ago. We didn't use them, and it's got to be the food. So, okay, I get it. All right, let's go back to this. Who's our demographic? You're selling waffles, protein waffles to 6 to 12-year-olds. Who's your demographic? Who's his demographic?
like those kids and the moms.
Crunchy moms.
Crunchy moms. Kids 6 to 12?
No, but another one.
Well, some of your marketing needs to appeal to the kids so they can go in and say, Mom, Mom.
Have you ever watched cartoons?
Alabama. Last year.
Every commercial during cartoons is a sugary cereal. And where are the sugar cereals positioned at the grocery store?
I was under Preston.
Lower half of the shelf.
And candy.
Those are my reasons.
So the kids will grab them and take them to mom. Buy this, buy this, buy this. Strategy in everything we do. All right. So mom is our demographic. Lucky you. She is the best and easiest person to market to. These guys, significantly difficult to market to. When we go B2B, our B2B buyer is much more difficult to access and usually behind a firewall. And firewall is an admin. Okay? They're protected somewhere behind there. So, easiest demographic. Where is Morgan going to find his demographic? Where? TikTok for a virtual purpose of validation. You guys do virtual, I don't. There's an age gap between us. But let me make an argument for not doing virtual. I learn as much about the question that I asked and the answer being given by watching your body language as compared to what comes out of your mouth. Like I told these guys before they left, people online can be giving you opinion and they're never going to buy your product. I don't care what they have to say. I want to know what the consumer of my product has to say about it, the prospective consumer. Virtual is my way. Okay? So, moms, where are you going to go do it?
So we did our first focus group last week, and we got another one on Thursday.
Tell us what you did.
So we got all these moms, and we picked moms that have also owned businesses that their kids are enrolled in the skate park. And then we brought like 6 of them into a focus group, and then we asked them. We first went pain points, and then we first went what they're currently feeding their kids. Then we hit pain points, and then it became just like an all-out brainstorming thing because they are all hyped on starting businesses. Like a
Great.
few of them have sold businesses.
Great.
So
Okay, one option. What's another option?
I knocked doors,
Okay.
and I only talked to moms with kids for a few hours.
Okay.
It worked very well.
Okay.
Then I went to Walmart, and that was really effective. And I just street contacted.
Be careful at Walmart. We have a low-end customer.
That's true.
Go to Target. I get a better customer at Target. I get my ultimate customer in the Costco parking lot. Okay, so Costco's my favorite place, but Target's pretty good. I generally stay away from Walmart. Here's the weather forecast. Thursday, tomorrow's rainy, but Thursday is 72 and sunshine. This week happens to be the ultimate validation week of all time. Women's conference at BYU.
Oh, true.
Chicks sitting everywhere on the lawn.
Just happened last week.
Did it?
I went and validated there. Yeah, I went and did
Oh,
that.
I was out of town. I thought it was this week. All right, screw that. Man, hi, Alex.
Stay away from Winco, by the way.
I used to validate during this week because it was shooting fish in a barrel. There are women just sitting on the lawn everywhere. And I'd walk up and I'd say, hey, I'm a BYU professor and I've got a student starting a business. Could I ask you a quick question? They're like, sure. And they're chowing on their sandwich and it was so good. But you know where else you can go? A park on a sunny day. Mom is chilling while her children are playing. She's got time. The ice cream in her cart isn't melting. She's not in the parking lot where cars are backing up. She doesn't have a screaming child. She's got an occupied child. A park on a beautiful day is a mom waiting to be validated with. Okay? Those are my key spots for you. Now, let's go to it. Hey. For a B2B opportunity, what are we going to do? How are we going to validate our B2B opportunity? Yeah.
Find it in. I'm a BYU student. Find someone who works at BYU at the company and contact them.
How are you going to do that? Sorry to plug social media because LinkedIn is technically social media. LinkedIn's killer. You need to get a Boston loan. Go seek out a BYU grad who works at Boston Loan. Message them directly. Tell them what you're doing and ask them to help you to get to Kurt and the tech office. It's easy for them. Okay? Utilize your relationships. Maybe it's the LDS Church. Maybe it's the Catholic Church. Maybe it's Utah. Maybe it's whatever. Utilize those ties to get to somebody you don't know who's at that company to make you a vital introduction. Okay? The other thing you can do is you can use your age and say, I need to do an interview with this company. Talking about getting to the CEO, you would be absolutely stunned at what they will do to help students. And as soon as you're no longer a student, you'll be absolutely stunned at how unwilling they are to help you.
Oh, wait.
So you've graduated?
No.
We're all students. You didn't go to college like Dr. Pepper? We're always a student. Okay? So maybe don't lie and say I'm a student at BYU. Just say I'm a student at the local university. University of what? The University of Hard Knocks, University of YouTube. The list goes on and on. Okay? That's how we get to our person. Now let's go specifically to the process of validation. Morgan, keep using your example, okay?
Yeah.
You can be my mom. You're a crunch mom. Okay. Crunchy mom. How are you going to approach her?
Like this is a pitch.
Yeah. You've been doing it. So you're in the act of this. How would you approach crunch mom?
Hey, excuse me. Sorry to bother you. My name is Morgan. I'm a BYU student, and I'm just trying to validate a business idea. Do you have a quick minute? I could run it by you.
Sure, yeah. My kid's at the park, so.
Stop.
Okay, cool.
Stop. Did you hear what he said? He got her, he diffused the situation in several different ways. Number one, he said, just a minute. She's willing to give just a minute. I would emphasize that a little further and say, could I have 1 minute of your time? Because Could I take a minute and ask you a question? That's vague. If I say 1 minute, I'm literally going to keep this to 1 minute. Number two, he said, I'm a BYU student. Are you a BYU student? You are literally?
Like not.
That's all we
Yes,
needed to know.
I'm literally a BYU.
Okay. I'm a BYU student. This park is Kiwanis. You know she's friendly to BYU. Whatever it is, pick something from the area situation. In this area, it's easy. Okay. I'm a BYU student. I have an idea for a new product that I'm considering building. The reason that I added that on is I'm telling her I'm not selling you anything in the park today. I'd like to ask you a quick question to just see if I'm on the right path or not with my idea. Like, I'm asking for help. People will help you. But if they feel like you're selling something, they start to quiver and they're like, how do I get out of here? My kid's there, my car's there, he's here. What's my escape plan? That's what's going through their minds. And so that introduction that Morgan did was critical because it diffused the situation that all people hate. And that's being sold to. Go.
How does it keep them from just lying to you and being nice?
You're in Utah. That's going to happen.
Okay.
We're so good, we can't speak without lying.
Yeah.
Okay? So we'll come back to that. All right, keep going.
Cool.
There's your walk. Okay, go.
I'll just be super quick. What do you feed your kids like for breakfast?
Usually we'll do like some scrambled eggs, and then I'll like make some pancake batter and like throw some blueberries in it. Sometimes I'll like put some of that like Kodiak Cakes protein powder in it.
Okay. Is that like much of a hassle, like making them pancakes every morning and like extra stuff?
I mean, yeah, it's not like terrible, but it definitely takes up some of my time, and it's messy, and then there's more dishes and all that.
And like, what's like the biggest like hassles or pains you like run into? Is it mostly time, or are you really concerned about health of your kids, or?
Both. I mean, how do you get a really quick, healthy breakfast in your kids before the kitchen's a mess and you have a million other things to do in the day? You know?
Yeah. So we're coming up with this business idea, and we're just trying to see if we're on the right track. But we are wanting to do like a better for you Eggo, like a protein Eggo, but it's made with like real ingredients, whole foods, very low sugar. Do you think that's something that you'd be interested in? We're just trying to see if we're on the right path.
I think so. Yeah, totally. It saves me the time of making the waffles myself.
And do you guys ever do like freezer food like that?
Sometimes I don't usually go for it super often, just because, like you were saying, some of it has some junk in it and whatnot. So depends on the food, I think.
Okay. And what do you consider like junk? Like, is there anything you see on labels that like scare you off or
mostly
anything?
just like unfamiliar ingredients. There's a lot of added sugars, or if it's not a whole grain, something like that.
Cool. Well, thank you. What's your name?
Lillian.
Okay. Thank you, Lillian. Yeah.
Okay,
All right,
let's go back. No, it's great. Thanks. Now we're going to critique this. First of all, I would say that ran in the neighborhood of 3 minutes. I didn't time it, but I know it wasn't a minute. Lillian, our crunch mom, she was chill. She was cool. And if I get somebody like that and she's sitting at the park and she's not standing in the parking lot, I might fudge on my 1 minute. But the first thing you want to do is not be a liar. If you say 1 minute, take 1 minute, because you can get this interview done in 1 minute. And you can also extend it with her permission. So let me just go back to this and tell you some other ways to consider doing this. I loved what you did, by the way. But you spent a lot of time in the beginning kind of building some rapport with her by asking her about what she fed her kids and stuff like that. You might start off, first of all, I need to know that she's my consumer. Before I get too far down the road with this mom, I need to know that she's my consumer. How am I going to figure that out?
You got kids?
Do you have children?
No.
No? Do you have nieces and nephews? As you see what they're eating, do you feel good that their moms are feeding them good food, or does it give you concern that they're being loaded with sugars and preservatives?
There is some concern with some nieces and nephews with what they eat
Yeah.
that I don't.
So some good and some bad.
Yeah.
And then for you personally, I mean, look, you're targeting kids, but like you're going to sell to any gym rat too. Okay, so she says I don't have children. Do I even need to go down the children road? Could she be an adult consumer of my product? So I might just flip and say, go. What are you doing sitting at the park around children's? That's like pedo alert.
I'm a nanny.
Oh,
I knew.
okay, she's a nanny. Does your mas- does your leader ask you to feed their children really good foods? All right. So what I'm going to do is, you have children. Do you have children? Okay. Those must be your kids.
Yeah, they are.
The product that I'm considering would be a healthy alternative for children. What I need to know is, do you find it a pain making breakfast in the morning when you're trying to get them off to school, preschool, to whatever? Time's limited. You've got a lot going on. Do you find making this challenging for them? Yeah. If you had an alternative that were healthy, quick and healthy, would that be meaningful to you?
Totally.
Okay. So the product that I've been working on is a waffle, a frozen waffle that has a good protein content in it. No preservatives, minimal added sugars, these different things. If that existed, something I thought that you left out, pop in the toaster, ready in 90 seconds. I would add that in. Pop in the toaster, ready in 90 seconds. Think Eggo, but sans the preservatives, the sugars, all those bad things, plus protein. If that existed, would that solve that problem that we discussed? Okay. Then if that existed and you could buy a box of these with 12 and it were $9.95, is that a reasonable price that you would pay for that product?
Potentially.
You say potentially. Do you mind elaborating? What causes you pause? It's important for me to know if I'm going down the right road or not.
$10 for 12 waffles, and I've got 3 kids. Maybe one of them wants 2 in the morning, maybe 2 of them want 1. That's $10 that I'm going to spend for maybe 2 breakfasts. Where if it was a little less, I might be more inclined to buy more boxes to last.
So the $10 price point is stretching your budget, or what you think is reasonable.
I would more like 8. I would probably
So 8 is more reasonable.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts that you have for me? I told you time's up. Any more thoughts you have for me of things you'd like to see in a product like this? Sorry, you're a mom, and your input to me means everything, including if you wouldn't buy this, I want to know that. What else would you share?
I think I would totally buy it purely for the convenience and the nutritional value factors that it offers. I think something that my kids constantly run into is they get bored of breakfast. And so, if you have your classic frozen waffles, you get chocolate chips, you get your blueberry ones. So maybe a more,
Flavored.
a more natural way of adding those in. I'd be more inclined to buy different flavors and keep the rotation going with those.
Such good advice. Anything else that comes to mind? So appreciate your time. One of your kids is left, so maybe you can find them. Thanks a lot for your time today. I will walk to the next one. Critical information could be lost. I walk to the next one. I go right to that might mean I go back to my car. That might mean I go to a bench and I sit down with my notepad and I write 20 to 25-year-old female. Pretty young for those 12-year-old kids, but who's asking? Okay, 20 to 25-year-old female, white, Kiwanis Park, Provo, Cinco de Mayo. Yes, price point was high. Would prefer neighborhood of $8. flavor the waffles, chocolate chip, blueberry. Next mom. That would be a check mark in favor of my company going forward. But I got to watch my price point, at least with her. But that is a check mark in favor. 2 key words came out of what she said. What were they? Convenience. She said it.
Flavors.
No, she said convenience and nutrition. She said convenience and nutrition. Those are your buzzwords. The more you hear that, the more you know. I've got to include that on my packaging. It's just stunning how much that interview is going to tell you about your product. You can't spend enough time talking to mom. She's going to buy it. You've got to go find moms, and you've got to build a product that appeals to them so that they'll write you a check. I'll bet that if she had children, she'd spend $10 for a box of 12. Not having children, she's a little more frugal. As she started to do the math, $5 for a breakfast, considering the price of eggs today, you're actually competitive. That might not be a realistic price for your product. Product is so close to zero. Your cost of goods, your packaging is going to cost more than your waffles. Okay, that's the process of validation. Any questions in that process?
I don't know, Mom. Breakfast is the worst time for all the food in the, and have something fast and nutritious. I would buy.
But I think what she just said, I have to agree with, is the most difficult meal of the day. So much is going on in the mornings because I have 2 grandchildren and I watch moms and what's going on. Mornings are chaos. Lucky you or smart you for being in that space and not lunch or dinner.
We actually started in lunch, went to breakfast because of that.
Bingo. Good job. Smart.
One thing I'm curious though is, so I've done this like so many times.
Yeah.
That exact conversation honestly isn't that different with like a real mom. And like she gave me like a vague.
She's a real mom.
Oh, are you
That
a real
was
mom?
so rude.
Oh.
Someday.
Like in my notes, I'll write down like, oh, she said this, and then I'll put like, like I guess she said she would buy it, but it's like a vague yes, and it's like almost like I don't even know fully what to do with that info. Like I did this for probably like 2 or 3 hours at Walmart, and I just went home and I was just like, I don't even know what to do with all this info I just got because it's a lot of it's kind of vague. It's not like they signed up or you got a deal. It was like it's kind of like maybe.
When in doubt, throw it out. It's not a no, and it's not a yes. Who are you trying to convince?
No one. Right? Like moms. I'm trying to convince myself or the investors.
That's the right answer. What do you care what investors think? You can get my money. You don't even need to go to the parking lot to get the valet to get my money. So you lose my money, you don't lose yours.
It's a personal thing.
But you lost a year of your time. You lost $100,000 of my money. You lost a year of your time. How old are you?
25.
You lost from 25 to 26. That cost you so much more than it cost me. 100 G's of my money doesn't even compare to the year of 25 for you. Do you guys get it? Your time is so valuable. If you're going to be retired by the time you're 40, do you realize how valuable that year 25 is to you? You just don't have time. You are validating for you. You are not validating for me. Yeah, you need to come in there and you need to present to me your validation so that I know you have product market fit. That's how you get money. But dudes and dudettes, you have to do this for you. We don't have time. But also, if you fail, now next time you're going to walk in there and you're going to have to explain this failure. A lot of times I'll view that failure as a big success and I'll give you credit for it. But you've lost now 2 years because it took you another year to find an idea and to get back on track. It's critical time. You don't have that time to lose. You are validating for you. And the reason that I told Brigham, while he's building this business and this opportunity comes, to keep working this business and to start pursuing this for a moment, when I say pursuing this, I mean validating it. And it didn't validate. You quickly dismiss it. Here comes the next one. You try to validate it. It doesn't validate. You quickly dismiss it. The vast majority of ideas you try to validate will not validate. To find something that validates is really difficult. Move on. Don't start to get tired, wearing on your patience, and settle. You just settled for a job. Okay? If you're getting mediocre reviews, you have to start considering this is a bad idea. What's up next? We were doing packets a few months ago. We were doing this a few weeks ago. Today you're on protein waffles, and next week you're on something new. Better that than wasting 2 years on something that is the equivalent of a job. Okay? I just can't stress this enough. If it doesn't validate, move on. Morgs, let me give you an idea of the difference. Friend came to me in 2007. Okay, late 2006. Chris Signaler on the phone. He's my best friend since 8 years old, business partners in 24 businesses. Comes to me and he calls me and says, Corbin, I got a product for you to look at. I said, Signaler, what is it? He said, it's a handbag. And I said, you stupid fool. Really? You want to show me a handbag? And he says, yeah, church. Just don't be a pain in the butt. When can I see you? And I said, I'm embarrassed for you. This is stupid. Come on over. So he comes over. I'm at an office. I'm doing some consulting work for a company. I'm building a direct response division for them. We meet downstairs. He comes in and he says, church, women love their handbag to match their outfit. But it's a pain in the butt. This bag, you just take the exterior off, you put a new exterior on, you change it in 3 seconds, you're done. What's your point? My thought process was, what could you possibly do in the handbag space? You have bags from $20 to $250,000 and beyond. What could you possibly do to revolutionize or be a niche in that space? And he said, you interchange the bag, you leave everything inside, you take the exterior off, you change the look in 3 seconds. And I'm like, so what? And he says, church, you grab 3 women, have them come down here and let me show you. So I called upstairs and I had 3 women come down. I didn't ask for it, but 3 women of 3 different ages came down. And I said, ladies, this is my childhood friend, Chris. He has a product he wants to show you. He said, ladies, do you carry a handbag? Do you carry a handbag? Do you carry a handbag? Do you have more than one? Okay, for those of you who have more than one, you only have one. Do you not change your bag to match your outfit? That's not important to you? Okay, it's not important. You change your bag often? And is it so that it matches your outfit?
Yes.
Okay, how often do you change?
Depends where I go. If it's
A couple times a week?
Yeah.
Depends how much time I have. Changed.
Okay. Is it a pain to change your handbag?
I
Yes.
My wallet in the other one.
Okay, so you leave things behind, it's a pain. What if you had a bag where you could leave everything inside, take this exterior off, put this exterior on, and change the look of your bag in 3 seconds? That took place. 3 women said, "Oh my gosh, do that again." He did it again. There was a Brighton Bengals gym bag. Mind you, we are 20 years removed from high school. And there is a Brighton Bengals gym bag sitting on the conference table. The ladies get in that gym bag and they start pulling out these exteriors. They've taken the handbag and it's on one shoulder and they're putting different exteriors on it, modeling it, saying, "Oh my gosh, look at this one. Oh, oh, this one. Oh, put this one on. Check this out. Oh my, not that one. Nope, not that one. Look at this." I stood over here and I watched. And the horrific attitude that I had was changing very quickly because I witnessed women go crazy over this product. I continued to do focus groups. I didn't know what validation was, no clue. But I continued to do focus groups, more so to find out what styles they wanted. But I continued to watch people go crazy. That was in late 2006. On December 10th of 2010, we sold that business for a sum in the 9 figures. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that level of commitment and excitement. That business went that way from that day forward. Mind you, we were in the Great Recession. We started this business when the country started going into a Great Recession, and it did nothing but go like this through the recession and sold really well because no other companies were for sale. PEs were desperate to spend their money somewhere. It couldn't have been better for me. I share that with you not to say, wow, look at me. I say that to say, this is what we're looking for in validation. If you're getting mixed reviews, you're going to get mixed excitement on sales. But I also think Walmart might be your problem. Poverty, Walmart attracts a lower end client. I buy all of my pharma at Walmart, and I'm not too low end. But as in general, Walmart has a lower end demographic. Poverty is the number one cause of poor health. Did you know that? If you read the news, you would know that. People without money buy crap food because crap food is the cheapest food. Ultra processed food is as cheap as it comes. You might be talking to the wrong consumer. Where the person shopping at Costco, pretty high end customer. Okay?
Well, this was something kind of random. I actually went to Trader Joe's, found out their protein pancakes sell out within hours of being on the shelf.
That is validation.
Not big validation.
That's big validation. If I'm creating something that already exists, then my idea is pretty much validated. Which is more fun, a pancake or a waffle in a child's eyes?
I like waffles. I think waffles.
If everybody believes waffles are more fun than pancakes, raise your hand. If you think pancakes are more fun than waffles, raise your hand.
I'm the only one.
I agree.
Valid.
There's 2 of you. Okay, you can do Mickey Mouse pancake. Most people mentally think of waffles as more fun, appealing to children. Their pancakes sell out as soon as they get them. You should do better with waffles. That's pretty strong validation. I don't know that I need to go talk to a lot of people if I know that Trader Joe's pancakes sell out really fast. Okay? Do you get the point of validation? That's the exercise. Now let me point out to you, in the 9 minutes we have remaining, why we do this. Where's my next appointment? He was sitting right there a minute ago. Okay. The reason that we do this is because Crunch Mom told me exactly what she wanted out of my product. I have a B2B business, like Ty over here that I told you about. He goes into a clinic, or he has these 8 beta users, and he's doing this with them. And they say, all this is great, but if it doesn't do my billing, I'm not switching over. His customers literally told him what the product must have in order for it to be purchased. Go to the handbag. My customer told me, who's my demographic for the handbag? Who? That's what I thought too.
Depending on the price.
That's what I thought. I couldn't have been more wrong. My product was pleather. Do you know what pleather is? Plastic. But we call it faux leather because that sounds so much better than plastic. Okay? My product was pleather. So right there, low end. I thought it was anybody basically from 18 to death. My product was from 45 to death. Mom doesn't carry. This was a Kate Spade bag. So it was about this tall, and it was like this, and it was about this long. I meant to bring one for you today. I forgot. It was a Kate Spade knockoff that we built, and Mom wasn't going to carry it.
It's too small.
Too small. Mom, who I validated with, said, I wouldn't carry that. She would set her bag down and she would open it up and she would pull out snot rags and diapers and wipes and candies and her wallet. That bag was not full of her crap. It was literally full of her children's crap. She said, I need a hobo bag. I made her a hobo bag. And the day we launched the hobo bag was our first $1 million day. $1 million day. Because Mom told me what I needed to make for her to buy it. His clients in his beta test told him what he needed to build so that their industry would buy it. And I've never seen such perfect product market fit in a product. The reason we validate without excitement is so that we build something that somebody, and we go to market with something that somebody will buy. But we also do it because, and this is the mic drop moment, when you're validating, they will tell you what to build so that they will buy it. That is golden information. The reason that 80% of startups fail is because we built something in a vacuum that the consumer wouldn't buy. We should never have started the business. The question we started off today with was, how many businesses have you started, Corbin? I don't know, in the neighborhood of 100. Vast majority of them failures. To you, you shouldn't do what I did. I got lucky. I got lucky 8 times. You don't want to do at-bats. That's a risky way to be an entrepreneur. I am a rarity in that I survived that. You don't want to go down that road. Okay? If we're going to be retired by the time we're 40 and we're going to have big successes, you need to go to bat with winners. And that's the validation is the secret to going to bat with winners. It'll keep you out of the 80% failure category and put you into an 80% success category. Thank you for letting us use waffles today. I thought it was a good example and hopefully something that benefited you because you got very specific coaching today on what you're doing. And I love your idea, by the way. I can't eat whey protein anymore because I'm too old, but I would buy a healthy frozen waffle because that would be so convenient. Okay? Questions before we finish up. 4 minutes of questions. Go.
Question. Talking about B2B validation, you talked about mentioning your BYU student, and I think that's really helpful for validation. But if you're like trying to get first customers and you're talking to like a B2B sale or CEO or whatever, I think it's still smart to say you're a BYU student, or do you think
BYU grad, I studied at BYU. This is what I've been working on. Anything like that, I'm going to drop BYU if it's useful. If I'm not speaking to somebody in Utah, south of the point of the mountain, LDS, 3 letters in the order of BYU are going to work against you. The vast majority of the country thinks that those, if they associate BYU with LDS, are going to think you're a cult and you're a whack job. Okay? That's going to work against you. So be strategic in what you do to make a connection with somebody. Great question. Trey.
I still suggest you all take up skiing and you get 6 to 8 minutes with people on chairlifts, wealthy people.
Trey will
Y'all
loan
got
you.
ideas too.
Trey will loan you his Deer Valley pass.
So that's what-
Let's say I've already like somewhat validated, I've sold the product and people like it. How would you go about figuring out exactly who these people are and why they care, like why they like it?
Okay, you sold your product.
Yep.
That's validation. Okay, a lot of people will set up a website. They will AI image their product and they will start selling it. That's the best validation you can do, especially if you're a BYU student. You can walk over to Rollins Center and you can grab $500 free dollars. And you can use their $500 to run some meta ads to validate your product, take fake purchases, refund their money. What do you say when you refund their money? No? I'm sorry, we're completely sold out. As soon as new product comes in, you'll be the first to be contacted. Here's your refund. You sold out a product you never had. But you keep the customer and you try to save a bad review. Okay? But to set up a website with an image of a product that doesn't exist and generate sales, the ultimate validation answer is the swipe of a credit card. Okay? So you validated. People are buying your product. Your question to me was, what was your question?
Basically, the people are buying.
You said, who are they?
I'm saying I want to know how to target these people and give them what they want. Like, people are buying it, but I don't know very much about who these people are or why. What about it is the reason they bought it?
So it's all electronic customer.
Yeah.
A lot of ways I'd go about this. We often reach out to our customers to create a focus group for new products. We run new product ideas through a subset of our customers. So we're reaching out to our customers for that purpose. That used to be a novel approach. Today, it's called surveys. I hit delete on every single survey I get. But you might consider an email out to your customer that says, William, appreciate your purchases. You are a great customer, and I'm looking for a select number of customers to serve in a focus group with me. I would be willing to give you this much free product if you would be willing to be on focus group with me. You have to be careful. I just gave you something free. If that just bought your dishonesty, you see what could happen? I gave you something and now you're going to give me what I want. That's not what I want. I want you to be brutally honest with me. So you've got to continue to reinforce brutal honesty with me, but just go out to your customers and say, would you be willing to do this? Or you're just trying to find out who they are. You don't know who's buying your product.
I know a bit, but I want to know.
You want to nail it down.
Yeah, I want to nail it.
Then send out a survey and see who responds and see what they give you. So we're trying to nail this down. We're trying to be a better company, dial in our marketing better, whatever. And a lot of people aren't going to respond, but a few will, and they'll tell you what you need to know. I'm not looking for your name. I'm not looking for your address. I'm not looking for your PIN number. Just general demographic information. But also get creative. Have a contest. Put out a $10,000 prize, 3 months worth of free product. I don't know what your product is, but whatever it is, put something out there for free, which is $1,000 value, but it really only costs you $80. And just have them fill out to be on the contest this information and submit. Okay, there's all kinds of creative things you can do to figure out who your customer is. You don't know via your meta ads, how are you marketing?
Mostly just getting organic socials.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of meta ads.
The meta ads are directed, but you want them to be more directed, and that's why you want to know who your demo is, your buying demo. That makes sense. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So,
Who are you?
Logan.
Hi, Logan.
Thank you. So when you're asking the questions in the interview, kind of like what you did with the waffles example,
Yeah.
How important is it to avoid kind of asking leading questions, and also how important is it to ask with a specific price?
Okay, two great questions. Logan, a leading question is going to harm you. You want brutal honesty. If you feel somebody's BSing you, either get out of that interview as quickly as possible, or if it's simply because you're in the state of Utah and you know they're lying to you because of that, then just say, do me a favor. If you would not buy this product, the best thing you could do for me today is say I would never buy that product. I'm looking at putting a lot of my savings and a lot of my time into this, and I don't want to do it if nobody's going to buy it. Your brutal honesty today is the most important thing you can give me. That line that I just gave to you is so canned for me, it rolled right off the end of my tongue because of how many times I've said it. Don't ask leading questions, because if I ask a leading question, I'm trying to get you to say an answer. You just cheated yourself out of honesty. I need brutal honesty. From them, you need to be brutally honest with yourself. I lost 140 grand on a young man I gave money to because of the validation he showed me. Now, as I worked with Hayden over the next year and a half, I came to know who I gave 140 grand to. I lost that 140 grand, 100%. But I learned who I was working with. Hayden had a disease called selective hearing. Hayden heard exactly what he wanted to hear, not what was being said. And that cost me 140 G's. And it was just recently that they took the sign off the building. And so every day I had to drive by and see the sign that I bought for years and years after he failed. The biggest problem that most young people have is they don't hear what's being said. And again, Logan, I put this back on you. This hurts you so much more than it hurt me. Hayden has a job today. We communicate. He's a great guy. I love him. But he wasn't meant to be in business for himself because of selective hearing. You gotta pull the truth out of people, or as I said to Morgan, throw that one away. I don't know. And I think they're lying. I don't trust that that was a legit yes.
So would you recommend?
Lillian, that was a convo. We connected and she said yes. And when she started to tell me what price would be okay, and then chocolate chips and blueberries, we're dating. Do you see that? When she took it beyond, then she's in. That is a qualified response. And I put a check mark by it with the caveat of $8. Sans that, throw it away. Because to Morgan's point, I just don't know. If I don't know, then don't count it. Like you need to know. Hard yeses, hard nos. And at the end of the day, what's the number?
What is the
50%,
sweet
right?
spot?
The book says 50. The answer is 70. It's too many liars. You have to round, you have to push that number up. Because 50, I've seen too many fifth failures at 50. It's not good enough. It's got to be 70. You won't get my attention unless you can show me 80s and 90s. And that's because I've seen ideas validate in the 90s and at 100% that went. And I saw many below that validated and didn't go. Let's push that number up. It's 70 for me.
If you were to get like say 50 or 60,
Yes.
is it a good idea to try tweaking the
Yeah,
idea to improve it, or
yes.
just okay,
But
so-
see, let me tell you this. When you start out, you head to the park tomorrow. It's raining, so that was stupid. But on Thursday, it's sunny and 72. And I went to the park. And as I'm going through this process, they're like, I love that idea, but I wouldn't buy that bag.
because they specify this.
Could you make it in a hobo bag? Because look, dude, look at what I put in my bag. You do that in this, and I'm buying it. Are you going to ask 100 people? No. You're going to go redesign your bag, and you're going to come back out after talking to 8 people who said yes, but that's a 0. That's nobody. Now I come back out with a hobo bag. I know that you don't know what a hobo bag is, but if you were a woman, you'd know. And you come back out, you're starting at 0. But they're saying yes, 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 no, yes, yes, yes. Why did she say no? Because she only buys leather. Because she doesn't change her handbag. Okay, those customers you're not going to get. But if those who change their handbag love what you're doing, you won them, that's a win. But I pivoted many times along the way. Once I nailed my product, then I went out and I'm looking for 100 people, and 70% of them need to say, I'd buy that. Okay? There's a lot of pivots. There's not going to be a lot of pivots in what you're going to do. Maybe flavors, maybe size, maybe quantity in a box, and maybe price. Not a lot you can do with yours. Women told me to build my bag with a longer handle. It was a handbag. They said, build it with a long handle. Then they told me, build it with a chain handle. Everything I did absolutely exploded. And people are like, you are so smart.
But it was everyone else giving you the
I was the guy who said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I love that guy, by the way. Okay, we crushed it today. That's validation. Next Tuesday, I will be working with you on, I'm going to pack a lot next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I am going to do pro formas and pitch decks in the same day because I'm in Asia the following week and I won't be here. So I'm going to squish it into one session. So I'll do group mentoring from 2 to 2:30. And at 2:30, I'm going to go right into pitch deck prep and then into pro forma. And I'm going to teach you everything I'm looking for You come to pitch us for an investment. But what I'm looking for is what all of my friends out there are looking for if you're going to go pitch them. I'm going to teach you how to build a pitch deck that raises capital. Okay? Very specific process, very specific things I want you to do. It's easy, but if you follow that formula, it's a proven formula. It raises capital. Unless your idea sucks, or you can't put the validation in that deck that you need, or you suck in your presentation. But what I'm going to talk to you about next Tuesday is how to not suck in your presentation, how to build it, how not to suck. Okay?
Will you still be open for questions the first hour?
Yeah, the first 30 minutes. I'm going to chop off the second 30 minutes so that we can go into pitch decks and pro forma because I have to take 2 weeks and blend them into one. That's next Tuesday. Sound good? Nice job for being here, Pete.